gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
And welcome back to the show. Of course, I'm your host, Mike David, and joining me today, please welcome my guest, Patty Toller. Patty, how are you today?
I'm awesome.
That is great to hear. And Patty, why don't you start with first putting out your contact info, or whatever is the best way for my audience to reach out to you for after the show.
All right. My website is my name, pattytoller.com, PattyTollar. And I can be reached. You can email me, patty@pattytoller.com. Also, if you go to the homepage and you scroll down to the bottom, you'll see where there's an opportunity if you wanted to set up a free 30-minute conversation with me. There's that opportunity, too. It goes right to my scheduling calendar. And for the listeners today, I have a special gift, and that's my Vision Board Mastery class. And if anyone is interested and they want to use that as part of setting their goals and their vision for the new year, they can go to my website, pattytoller.com, and /Vision Board Mastery, all together, and sign up, and they'll be able to download the video and the free workbook.
Wow, excellent. Thank you so much for that. And Patty, again, we're glad to have you on with us. We're excited to get some more information and insight from you. But maybe for those out there who are first time tuning into you or just may not be as familiar, if you don't mind, just quickly going over what it is you do exactly and just a little bit about yourself.
All right. Love to. So I live in Montana. I live in Big Sky Country. I'm in a very rural area. And I am a business and sales coach, and I also do women's empowerment workshops. My background is in sales, 30 years business sales. I'm trained as a life coach. I'm certified as a clinical hypnotherapist, and also kind of a little unusual, I am an equine assisted coach as well. So I have a lot of different ways and modalities that I work with my clients, but mostly focused with those that are small business owners, self-employed, and solopreneurs to help them really launch their businesses and just skyrocket their sales, get them going, get them moving forward.
Excellent, excellent. Now, I gotta ask, Patty, how'd you get involved with all this, and what actually inspired you to do what you're doing now?
It's not a quick journey, let me tell you. It's a slow, progressive life path, and not one I would have ever imagined I would be on. I know a lot of folks, when they're young, they set a vision, and that's where they're going. But I started out, actually, I grew up as a horse-crazy person. Just lived and breathed horses. So my first business, no surprise, was actually my husband and I bred Arabian horses. And to do that, really, I had to learn, not only horses, breeding, pedigrees, and all the typical stuff, but I really had to learn a lot about business and marketing. And at one point, the horse market totally crashed, and we're barely surviving, quite honestly. Most of the big farms went bankrupt, went down under. And so I just have that never give up attitude. And we're just struggling to barely keep our head above water. And I realized I had to do something different. I had to go out and look for something different because the horse market was just terrible. It was in a big mess. It's a long story about why and how. But anyway, doesn't matter. So I kind of looked around and, gosh, what are my skills? What can I do? I mean, all I know is horses. The only language I spoke actually at the time was horse. And so I decided I would get my real estate license, which I did. And, I was fairly successful at it. I actually won awards every year from the local realtor organization. but I still wasn't able to create the income that I really wanted to. And I still had this large farm. We moved to Virginia and built our dream farm when the market crashed. And I had a one-year-old daughter. Well, maybe she was several years old at that point. And my husband, who was running, a cow-calf operation next door to us. And so I put my cap on and my never give up attitude, and I decided that business-to-business sales looks pretty good. A lot more consistent income, and it's a lot easier to build that consistency by building relationship with your clients. So I found a company that I was familiar with. They were actually a printing company and had printed my brochures and such for me when I was in real estate. And about the time I just decided I really wanted to look for something new, they put out they were looking for some salespeople. So as part of the hiring process, they required us to take a personality test. And I have to tell you, I flunked my personality test. That's a pretty big aha. I'm telling people so they know, never give up. There's unlimited possibilities out there. But in spite of the fact that the personality test showed I probably didn't have the traits they were looking for to become a top salesperson, the manager, their sales manager, really liked me. We just kind of resonated. And I did the old follow-up, like they teach you. They weren't finding their exact fit, and I just kept following up. And it took me about 5 weeks, and I finally sold them on me in spite of the personality test showing that I wasn't an ideal candidate for what they were looking for. So there I was, and I talked myself or sold myself into this position, and now I had to learn how to do it. And I didn't really have a lot of background other than in selling for myself and then in the real estate. So I just, people say, well, how did you go from basically being not a good hire to the top salesperson in this business? And I'll say it was work. It took work, it took dedication, and it just took a lot of learning. But I set my mind on a goal, and that goal was to be their top salesperson. That goal was to hit sales goals that no one in the company had ever hit before, the goal of $1 million a year in sales. And I just worked at it until I got there. And on my journey, I realized that it was going to take a lot of self-development to get where I wanted to be. So I really got into the self-development and personal development. And through that, that's actually how I got interested in coaching, because I realized how powerfully it can help you change the results in your life. So that's kind of how I got introduced into the coaching field, into the personal development field. And then from there, as always a risk taker, I kind of we decided as a family about 12 years ago to move to Montana. Wasn't any logical reason. It's just one of those things like, okay, let's do this. And so when I encourage my clients to take risks and step out of their comfort zone, I've been there and done that. And in that process, I found that a lot of my coaching clients would hit walls that were really hard to break through as a coach. And I could coach them around, their sales. I could coach them around their business development, their marketing, and some personal development. But sometimes there were just those old stories and limiting beliefs that could be so hard to have those big breakthroughs at. So what I did is that I'm always looking for different ways to help my clients, to help them get those breakthroughs they're looking for. and I came across hypnotherapy. And I was able to become a certified clinical hypnotherapist, which really adds to my ability to help them make those deep, personal, transformational changes. And there's a lot of programs out there that talk about transformational change, but I have found that it takes sometimes, depending too on what you're dealing with, sometimes it takes a deep dive into those old stories we have about ourselves, and they're usually self-limiting old stories that aren't true, but they can be really hard to change and to eliminate and to release. So I was able to add that, and due to some unexpected factors, I was working full-time in sales again out here in Montana. My husband got ill and couldn't work, but my business was fairly part-time, but I kept adding to my skills and my experience and deepening the wisdom that I worked from. In 2018, the company I worked for had a major layoff, and it was the biggest gift I've ever received in my life. So, and not unexpected. I was working in an obsolete industry, so it's like, okay, so now is the time to really put together everything that I've experienced in my life and that I've learned from and offered out to others who are on a similar path, so that their path will be easier and straighter and a lot quicker than mine was. And on my bucket list, after I was released from my job, was to become an equine facilitated coach. That's putting everything together in my life path. So, starting out as a professional horse person, and then in the coaching industry, the hypnotherapy, and then being able to kind of put it all together with this additional skill set and certification. So I spent about half of 2018 and the first quarter of 2019 completing that certification, and it was a huge gift to me. The program itself, what I learned, just expanded my personal growth a lot, and the amazing people that was connected with the program. So I offer that as well. So in a nutshell, that's kind of my whole journey and how I got where I'm at and why I do what I do. I just love supporting other people, women particularly, but I work with men and women, a lot of small business owners, solopreneurs, self-employed, because so often where we are in our business, our level of success is in our business is actually a reflection of where we are on our personal journey.
Well said, well said. And I think it's just so incredible that not only were you able to push past some of your own obstacles, but now here you are today helping people get through theirs and really helping people out in such a big way. Now, I wanted to ask you, when someone reaches out to you for help, say for the first time, what is it that you're mostly coming across? Are you finding that people are having one particular type of issue or multiple issues? What is it that you're finding?
It's a multiple issues, honestly. Right, and actually, I am working on creating more of a laser focus with my own business because, but honestly, our issues are all so tied together. So we might start at one place. And right now, I'm putting together a really laser focused sales coaching program because so many small businesses that fail the first 2 to 3 years. And one of the main reasons is their lack of ability to sell their product or service. They just can't sell. But in that inability to sell, it involves not only their sales skills, how to connect with their client and how to, to speak, to create a dialogue with their client, what questions that will help you close the sale. They don't really know those skills, but the most important thing they lack is their mindset. And that is not only in that laser focus of selling, but it's in their whole business. And so when I work with my clients, we start off on a half-day VIP session, which helps them get really clear about where they're at, creating a vision for where they want to go with their business, and then go into what their business is all about, who it serves and how it serves them, and who their ideal client is. And then we go into what is holding them back. What do they need to change within themselves, within how they're showing up in their business, what they believe about themselves and what they're capable of. And so those things are addressed as well. And a lot of, are they reluctant to ask for the sale? And it could go back to such a simple thing as a conversation someone had as a child where somebody told them they should never ask for money. And they were finding this reluctance constantly coming up. Not wanting to speak up and show up. I've got a client right now, and we're spending a lot of time around that. And so we work on the business skills, the vision for their business, and then clearing those old limiting beliefs that are keeping them from really showing up their most powerfully in their business.
Gotcha. And now, who would you say is your ideal client? Is it someone that kind of knows what it is they're looking for as far as what they want to do, or is it someone that's just opening your suggestions? Who would you say?
My ideal client is usually, like I said, a small business owner, a solopreneur, self-employed person, and they're mission driven. They have a mission. They have something that they really feel powerful, that's powerfully important to put out into the world. It's usually something they have a lot of skill or knowledge around, a lot of ability, but they don't have an understanding about how to make it a viable business and how to connect with their ideal client, how to show up in their world powerfully, how to speak their truth in a way that it's going to attract their ideal client. Often and the other, so they can be a very kind of a beginning business, or it can be a business. I've got one client now, they've been in business for 10 years, but it's been a very part-time business. And she's in a place now where she wants to make a commitment to make her business full-time, to make it her only business, and put all of her time and focus into it. And so it could be a business that you're ready to transition to a new level. And actually to do that, not only are you going to have to change the way you approach your business, the way you talk about your business, the way your business is set up, but you're also going to have to change how you're showing up in your business and become a much stronger leader for your business.
Awesome. And now, of course, we've kind of entered a new year. Around this time, a lot of people are looking to make some changes and to really maybe grow, especially, people that have businesses. What are some tips or advice that you can share with them that can maybe take things to the next level for them?
I believe one of the most important things you need to start with is a vision for your business. So you need that big vision. And I love taking the time at the first of the year, and so this is an ideal time to talk about that, to create your vision for your next 12 months. But this year, not only are we starting a new year, we're starting a whole new decade. So it's a really fun time. The energy is just right there for us to create that laser focus that, as a lot of folks are putting out there, 2020 vision for 2020. So you start with creating this big picture vision of your business. And to do that, actually, I recommend vision boarding, which is why I'm offering my vision board class to folks. And from that, then you pull back and you create specific goals. Okay, so my vision is to reach this level, and to do that, I need to reach these goals. Maybe, and you'll start off with income benchmark. And then from that, well, what is it going to take to bring that kind of income into my business? So you start identifying and breaking your goals down into maybe a new marketing plan, a new product or service you want to offer, and then new ways to find your ideal client and connect with them, new language. And then, you break that down, and then you break that down into action steps. So I know that I need to update my website. I'm right there. That's on my bucket list here for the next few weeks. So I need to update my website. So what actions do I need to do that? Well, I need to make a plan. I need to have an overall idea of the direction and how I want my website to show up and what I want it to say and who I want it to be attractive to. And then, and then keep breaking it down till you have the actual steps that you need to take. So goal setting is really important to start with the big vision. And I believe it was Covey that said, start with the end in mind. And not having that big vision is like saying, well, I want to make a trip, and I'm just going to get in my car and go for a drive and see where it takes me. But if I want to go to Vegas to an ideal, maybe to a big workshop or a big event, and since I live out here in the West, that's not an unusual occurrence for me. And I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive. So I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to map out a route. But what I may find, too, I might get there and find the pass closed this time of year, and I might have to reroute and find a different way, a different way of getting there. And that's really a lot about how our businesses work, and that's okay, but you've still got to have the end in line. You've got to have that vision, that goal, and you've got to know the why of it. Why do I want to create this business? Why is it important to me? And how does it reflect my values and how I want to show up in the world and what's important? And those are all really good things to look at right now, starting, like I said, not only a new year, but a whole new decade. So, and I encourage my clients to create a written vision statement, and from that, create a vision board. And a vision board, if you're not familiar, is a collage of pictures, words, items that represent what you want to do, be, or have. And in this case, focusing on your business.
Well said.
And then from that, create those written goals. I mean, studies have shown over and over again that folks that are high achievers almost always have their goals written down, and they keep them in front of them, and they keep an eye on them. Are they making those goals? Are they creating them? Are they way off base? Do they need to reroute their trip because they hit a closed path? So how am I going to get there if I can't go over this path that is on my route? So.
Yeah, excellent words of advice there. And now, again, for those who are interested to learn more about you and everything that you offer, again, where's it that people can go?
They can go to my website, and that's pattytoller.com, PattyTolar. And I really encourage you to download my free Vision Board Mastery class, and that would be at pattytoller.com /Vision Board Mastery, all one word. And it'll give you links to my my video, my Vision Board Mastery video, and you will also be able to download a workbook that I've created that goes with it. And I offer a bonus of a 30-minute call with folks if they want to sit down and review their boards and kind of talk about the images and what they represent and, what the board's theme is, what it represents to them. And so there's also a link there to make an appointment with me, a 30-minute vision board review.
Sounds good. Well, Patty, I just want to say thank you so much again for taking the time out to share some great information with us and also share great value with our audience. I really do appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me on. I've really enjoyed it today. It's a lot of fun. I love the big world that we're allowed to be in. I live in a very, I need to put a picture of my office online because it's a little western-looking town. We have one road, we have 2 bars, and a grocery store, and a couple of small businesses, and and a sheriff's office. And that's my town where my office is, and my home is even farther out. I live on a Forest Service road, 7/10 of a mile off a paved road. And yet I can talk and communicate and support anyone, anywhere pretty much in the world today. And it's pretty exciting stuff.
Definitely exciting for sure. Again, thank you, Patty. We look forward to next time. And for everyone else out there, please stay tuned. We're going to be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. The most listened to radio show on the planet. Even the other stations are tuned in too.
You're listening to Business Talk Radio, where we take business to the next level.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.